Goliath at Six Flags Great America is a record-breaking wooden roller coaster from Rocky Mountain Construction. This topper track creation opened as the world's fastest wooden roller coaster, and it still holds that title today after losing it for a 5-year stretch. Goliath is often criticized for its short length, and many call it the worst RMC. But is that really the case? Find out in this review of Goliath. After the success of the first 2 RMCs in Texas, Six Flags was eager to add more to their parks. Six Flags Great America was set to receive an RMC in the mid-2010s. The early rumor was that they would be doing an Iron Horse conversion to the park's racing wood coaster and American Eagle. This would be a massive structure for RMC to work with. However, this Illinois amusement park had a vacant plot of land in the county fair section of the park that was previously home to Iron Wolf. RMC proposed a record-breaking wood coaster, and Six Flags jumped in their proposal. Goliath will be a compact ride, yet would stand 165 feet or 50 meters tall, making it one of the tallest wood coasters in the entire world. But the drop was what would earn the coaster the accolades. Goliath would feature a 180 foot or 55 meter tall drop that went into an underground tunnel, making it the tallest drop on any wood coaster, and it still holds this record to this day. While it wouldn't reach the hyper heights of the now defunct Son of Beast at Kings Island, Goliath didn't have to be removed after just 9 seasons. Goliath's drop would be the steepest on a wood coaster, reaching an angle of 85 degrees. This is still the steepest traditional drop on any wood coaster, but ZDT's Switchback technically has a higher angle of descent on its far spike. The most interesting record Goliath claimed was the speed record for a wood coaster, as it travels 72 miles per hour or 116 kilometers per hour. Goliath held this record through the 2014 and 2015 seasons, but in 2016, Dollywood stole the record with Lightning Rod, a launched wood coaster also from RMC. Lightning Rod officially went 1 mile per hour faster, but there are rumors this ride reached even greater speeds than advertised. However, structural issues led to Dollywood transforming this ride into a steel coaster for the 2020 season, so this allowed Goliath to reclaim the speed record. This was the 7th and final roller coaster that Six Flags named Goliath. This one had a unique logo at least. It was a gladiator, and a Roman-inspired archway was constructed, but there's no other theming during the ride, station, or queue line. The ride structure does look amazing though. The sheer size of the ride is impressive on its own, but it looks even taller because of the steel truss-supported lift structure. The ride doesn't really look like a wood coaster though because of the red rails. It looks pretty similar to the hybrid coasters from RMC to be honest. Now RMC did have some construction difficulties due to the harsh Chicago winter, but the ride turned out just fine. Goliath regularly has one of the longest lines at Great America. It usually hovers around the hour mark most days. If you want to avoid the line or cut down your wait, you can either invest in a flash pass or use the single rider line. The latter was not in use in 2021, possibly due to COVID, but was available in past visits and much shorter than the standby wait. Once you reach the end of the queue line, there is usually an employee assigning rows. However, you can request a specific row if you choose. Goliath is great in any row, but I much prefer it in the back. The trains are the familiar RMC rolling stock. You have a seatbelt and lap bar combination. I have no trouble with them because I can comfortably and fully experience this ride's forces, but I know they can present 2 issues. 1, the shin guards can be uncomfortable for taller riders. 2, larger guests may have trouble fitting all together. This isn't unique to Goliath, it's just present on any RMC with this train design. Goliath begins with a gradual 180-degree turn out of the station that slowly banks downwards. It's not the most creative RMC pre-lift, but it does give some weak laterals. The lift hill is pretty steep, and if you look to the left, you get some nice views of the rest of the park. But once you crest the top, you're treated to 40 wild seconds of ride time. The first drop is incredible. It's one of the best on any coaster. If you're in the back, you get strong and sustained ejector airtime the whole way down. Even those up front get a little bit of float. The drop's size, steepness, and power make it stand out from the pack. And as icing on the cake, you have that visual of zooming through an underground tunnel at the bottom. This pullout is shaky though. It's the only rough spot in the ride, and it's most pronounced if you're in a wheel seat. This part delivers some good positive G's though. You then navigate this funky turnaround. It's a weird element to see on an RMC. It looks more like a turnaround on a traditional wood coaster that just stays sharply banked rather than flattening out as it turns 180 degrees. You get a weak pop of airtime into this element, but the descent is marvelous in the back. You are violently twisted and yanked down to the ground, while also getting a faint bit of airtime. Goliath then hauls over a glorious camelback, delivering a few seconds of powerful and sustained ejector airtime regardless of where you're sitting. It is one of the best airtime hills on any RMC because of how drawn out it is. Goliath then navigates back-to-back inversions. The first is a dive loop. The element is large, and after you twist 180 degrees at the top, you're held upside down for a second to get some hang time. You then have a sweet dive to ground level. You have countless near misses with support beams while building up some great positive Gs going down. The one benefit of riding up front here is that you do get a good snap on the initial twist. You don't get that in the back. The next inversion is the original 0G stall, and this inversion is spectacular. There's a reason RMC has added this inversion to so many of their rides. It feels like an inverted airtime hill as you're popped out of your seat and suspended there for a few seconds. It's rare to get hang time like this while traveling this fast. You also get a strong snap into this element up front, and an equally strong snap out of the element in the back. The final turnaround is a smaller version of the first turnaround. It rides similarly, just a bit weaker due to the lessened height and speed. You then charge into the brake run, and this is an underrated element. It's basically half a camelback, and it subtly banks to the right at the top, so you get a strong pop of ejector airtime paired with a sudden burst of laterals. It is the perfect moment to end a chaotic ride like Goliath. Goliath's pacing is excellent. The ride doesn't slow down, and most elements are incredible. The ride is also quite smooth outside of that one pullout. The ride's biggest weakness is its length. While Goliath has 3,100 feet or 940 meters of track, which does place in the middle of the RMCs, this one has a shortage of elements. Because of Goliath's height and speed, it traverses all that track in a flash. So what would I rate Goliath? I would give this RMC wood coaster an 8.5 out of 10. I love everything that the Goliath does. The first drop is top notch, the airtime moments are strong, and the inversions are memorable. Add in the smooth ride and nice pacing, and you have a winner. I just wish there was more to Goliath. The lack of elements is why I have it as my least favorite RMC. But that's more a testament to how good the other company's coasters are, rather than a fault with Goliath. Goliath is still a really good coaster, and one of the best at Great America. I always come off this coaster buzzing, and am eager to get back in line for more, even if it may have a wait. So those are my thoughts on Goliath at Six Flags Great America. What are your thoughts on this record-breaking wood coaster? Do you agree it's the worst RMC? Or do you think it's underrated? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this review, I'd appreciate it if you gave this video a like, and you considered subscribing, because there'll be a lot more roller coaster and amusement park videos here at Canopy Coaster. Thanks for watching.